everyone! So if you watched my last video or follow me on Instagram, then you would know that I recently went to LA and I was there for a week and I had the best time. I didn't actually manage to vlog when I was over there. I was really hoping that I would have time to, but I didn't in the end. Although I did lots of vlogging for the Style Edit and behind the Style Edit, so I'll link the Disney Channel YouTube page down below so you can check that out if you want to see what I got up to. But I thought instead of doing a vlog for you guys, what I could do is actually talk through what I did on each day while I was in LA and then do little overlays of what I got up to so you guys can see a bit of what I was doing at the time. But I thought it'd be kind of like a diary entry kind of thing. Let me know if you like the style of video. I think it'll be cool just to reminisce on what I got up to, so let's just get into it. First of all, I think I should probably explain why I went to LA. So I actually went for the Radio Disney Music Awards, which is like a huge event for all sorts of Disney stars and celebrities, and I got to actually interview quite a lot of them, which was so cool. I'll tell you more about it later, but I'll start from day one and what I got up to then. So I guess day one would be when I actually got on the plane and flew to LA. I had to get up super early to go and drive to the airport, and then when I was there I had a 13-hour flight, which was so long, but I was entertained by watching like videos and I slept for most of it, and I also did some filming for the Style Edit as well. So that's what I did on my plane journey. So when I arrived at LAX airport, it was 6 AM and we were all so tired, but we knew that we couldn't let it get to us because we had a whole day ahead of us. If we went to bed, we would be so jet lagged. We couldn't actually get into our hotel till about 3 anyway, so we just had to hang around and keep busy so we didn't get really tired. So what we did is we went for breakfast, which felt so weird because my body clock was just out of whack, and we went to this place called Egg Slut, and it was really cool. It was in downtown LA, and I had this burger. It was really American style, and they had like bacon, egg, all sorts of stuff. I actually can't remember what was in mine now. But then Adam and Ash also had these things called coddled eggs, which looks so cool. It's like mashed potato and egg together. It kind of sounds a bit gross actually, but it looks so good and I wish I got to try it. But that was really fun. Once we'd had our breakfast, we decided to go shopping. So we went to the Grove, also known as the Farmer's Market, I believe, and I love that place. I described it to people as Disneyland for shopping. I don't know what it was about the Grove, but it really reminded me of Disneyland. I think it's because they had music and they had like a fountain, and I don't know, it just, something about it was like Disneyland. Let me know if you guys agree and if you've been there. But I was so excited to go shopping in America because I'd never been before, and I'd heard of all these shops through YouTube that I wanted to go to. And the first place I of course went to was Sephora, and Mum and I managed to spend $300 together all at once. I don't regret any of it. I'm actually going to do a haul for you guys really soon, so stay tuned for that. But I got lots of makeup and I had a really good browse. So we all kind of went our separate ways when we went shopping, and then met up again later so we could go back to the hotel because we could finally get in. And when I got back to the hotel, I had a nap. I was so tired from that plane journey and just being out all day. I only had a really short nap, but it was all I needed, honestly. I forgot to mention, but we also went to the Hollywood Boulevard on the way to the Grove. It was so cool to see it in person because I've always seen it on YouTube videos and in movies, so it was really cool to see in person. And we also saw the huge Hollywood sign and we got a photo there. I actually met one of you guys there, which was really cool as well. But I was kind of freaked out by all the people dressed up as like characters. Like Spider-Man kept jumping out at me and he like yelled, "Hey Blondie," and like made me jump. But yeah, it was pretty cool. It was so busy around there, just like around the Madame Tussauds area. It was crazy busy. But we did that on the way to the Grove. But getting back to what we did after we left the Grove, so we went back to the hotel, I had a nap, and then later on we had dinner. Being completely honest with you guys, I cannot remember what I did for dinner that night. I think I must have been so tired. I can't remember if I got room service or if I went to the Mexican place. Tuesday and Monday have kind of turned into a big blur together. I think I might have got room service that night. I can't really remember. I think I got Mexican on the Tuesday, but either way, I had room service one night and went out for Mexican the other night. So moving on to day 2, I felt a bit more refreshed on day 2 because I had a bit of a sleep in, but then we went for a meeting with all of the Disney presenters from around the world, which was so cool, and everyone was so lovely. It was amazing to be able to meet people who do a similar thing to me but from other countries, and we all got along really, really well. So we had that meeting, and then after that, Mum and I decided to go back to the Grove because we loved it that much and do some more shopping. So Mum and I decided to go to the farmers markets when we arrived at the Grove, and they were so cool. They had the best stalls and I just loved seeing all the food that were there. I went to this place where I got a smoothie. I think it was just like a grocery store, I'm pretty sure. But I got a smoothie there and I felt really good because obviously you feel really yuck after you get off the plane, so it was nice to eat some fruit. And then after that we just had a wander around. I went to Zara and I also went to Brandy Melville and I bought quite a few things. And I was so excited to go in those stores because Zara I find isn't as good in Australia, to be honest. But Brandy Melville, oh gosh, I wish we had that over here. I loved all their stuff. It's so comfy, but I don't know, it's just like my style in a shop, I must say. Kind of reminds me of an Australian surf shop a bit. but I loved it in there. Then once we'd done all our shopping, Mum and I went to this burger place to have lunch, and I actually didn't have a burger. I just had sweet potato fries and a side salad, and my sweet potato fries came with ranch dressing, and we don't really have ranch dressing over here a lot, and I wasn't a big fan of it, to be honest. I think I prefer aioli, but it was really interesting to try it and see which dips you guys have. I actually think American food is so cool. I noticed while I was in America how big the portions are, which I loved because I love my food, but it was so crazy just to see how different they were. So before we got the taxi back to the hotel, Mum and I decided to check out Whole Foods, and we literally fell in love. They seriously need to get Whole Foods in Australia. I don't even know how to explain it, but it just has everything, and it's such healthy food. They have really good vegan options as well if you're vegan, and I love that they have really nice pre-prepared packaged food. It might sound like a weird thing to really love, but they had like huge platters of fruit which looked really nice. It didn't look like gross fruit. They had huge platters of vegetables. That might be just me being lazy and thinking I don't want to have to chop up the food myself, but there was just so many convenient things in there. And they also had like this little buffet area and a cafe. If you guys have been to Whole Foods, you probably know what I mean, but it is so cool. So our drive back to the hotel was probably one of the most scariest experiences I've had in a long time, because our Uber driver could not drive. He speeded so much and kept slapping on his brakes, and it was absolutely terrifying. It was also cool being in America and driving on the opposite side of the road. It was really hard to get my head around. Not so much when we were driving straight, but when we were turning it was really bizarre, but I got used to it in the end. But anyway, we arrived at the hotel safe, and then we went out for dinner, and I think we went out for Mexican. Can't remember if that was Monday or Tuesday, but anyway, when we went out for Mexican, the food was so good. The portions were huge. It was really nice just to go out for dinner with everyone and just get to know the group that I was with a lot better. And then when I got home, I pretty much crashed because I was so tired and I knew I had a big day ahead of me. So day 3 was an early start. I think my call time was like 7 AM or something, but that's because we were going to have a huge day at Santa Monica, and I was going to get to hang out with Ali Simpson and interview Sky Jackson, which was so cool. I'll tell you guys more about it in a minute. But yeah, it took us ages to get to Santa Monica because the traffic was so heavy. LA traffic can get so heavy, hey. But it took us about an hour and a half, or maybe not an hour and a half. I think it took us an hour and a half on the way home, but about an hour to get there. When I arrived, I went to my hair and makeup trailer, which was so cool because I'd never seen one of them before, only in the movies, and it was honestly amazing. Like, the interior was so beautiful, and it had so much makeup and had the mirrors with all the lights around it. It was just like what I imagined. And I met my makeup and hairstylist, Dia, and she is honestly the most lovely lady. She did an amazing job with my makeup, so if you're watching this, Dia, thank you so much because you made my makeup and hair look great, and yeah, you were so great to chat to as well. So she did that for me. She got me ready for Santa Monica, and then I went into wardrobe and got my outfit on. So while I was waiting for Ali to arrive, I decided to do some filming for the Style Edit. So we were just filming around where the trailers were and what Santa Monica looked like, and I was just like enjoying just being in Santa Monica because it was so beautiful. I honestly think it's one of my favorite places I've ever been to. But once Ali arrived, I was so excited. She is such a lovely person. We got along really, really well. I think since we had a lot in common because she's around the same age and she's from Australia, we really hit it off, and yeah, I had so much fun hanging out with her. So I got to interview her on the beach, which was so cool. I guess I probably wouldn't call it an interview, it was almost like a chat. But then afterwards we decided to go up to the shops, which was in 3rd Street, and I fell in love with 3rd Street as well. I know I'm saying I fell in love with pretty much everything. The reason we went to 3rd Street was because Ali had this challenge to shop for me and spend $150, and she had to choose an outfit, and we had so much fun doing that. We went to Nasty Girl and she had a look around and came up with an outfit, and she did a really good job. So yeah, that will be out on the Style Edit really soon too. We had a bit of a drama after I finished hanging out with Ali because we realized that we couldn't find my camera, and it's the one that I'm using right now, so as you guys know, we did find it. But we were scared because we thought that we'd lose all the footage that we filmed because it had my SD card in it, and I was really, really worried that we wouldn't be able to find it. But in the end, it turned out to be under the seat in the van that we got in to get up to 3rd Street, and it was completely my fault because I put it on the floor and it slid under the seat, and I forgot that it was there, and I just wasn't sure where it was, and we were all freaking out, but we found it in the end. That was completely my fault. Oops. So then we were in a bit of a rush, but we did manage to make it down to the beach so I could interview Sky Jackson, who plays Zoe from Jessie and Bunked, and she was great to talk to. She is such a lovely girl, and yeah, very, very easy to interview. So I had so much fun spending the day at Santa Monica. So once I finished shooting in Santa Monica, I went back to the hotel to film a Get Ready With Me, which is also going to be on the Style Edit. But I actually started to feel really sick when I was filming. I got some tummy pains. I think it was because it was a really long and hot day that I was getting a bit exhausted, but I had so much fun filming that Get Ready With Me because I was getting ready for the RDMAs and showing you guys what I was going to be wearing, and oh, I loved it. Had so much fun and the crew was great. So that was pretty much all I did on that day. What did I do for dinner? I've got a notepad here just reminding myself what I did. Oh, we got room service. That's what we did that night. So I think I was really tired and felt a bit sick, so I thought it would be best to stay inside. And so we got room service, and then the next day I was busy again. So on day 4 I actually got to film on the red carpet for the RDMAs. They were still finishing setting it up, so I got lots of behind the scenes footage for the style edit. And I also got to do some filming with Adam and Ash, which was so much fun. I love those two. They are so much fun to film with. I love interacting with other people when I'm filming. And yeah, we had so many laughs, and that was the first day I got to really see how my look was going to come together for the RDMAs. I had a look inspired by Rita Ora, and it was really challenging to do, but my makeup and hair artist Dia did an amazing job, so I was very happy with how it turned out. So I'd say that day 4 was really significant for me because it was when I felt like I'd really improved with my filming. And I struggled when I first started filming for the style edit because obviously I have a crew around me, and it's different because it's not like I'm just talking to you guys on my own. And I don't know, I felt like I really started to get comfortable with it and really improved, so I was quite proud of myself, and I was truly really enjoying it and having the best time. It just kind of sunk in that, wow, I'm in LA right now, I'm filming and having the best time. I don't know, it was just a really like special day for me, I guess, and I felt like I'd really improved, and I wasn't finding filming as hard, and I wasn't second guessing myself as much. So yes, Thursday was a really good day, except my shoes were really painful. I had to wear these red high heels and they didn't fit me properly, so my feet were sitting in them in like a really weird position, and they got so sore. They were even more sore actually the next day when I was filming for the actual RDMAs, but you know, I had to push through it because they looked good. I really liked those shoes. I've just realised that I actually did go out for dinner on day 3, and I went to a bar and I had the surf and turf. I had lobster, which was really interesting. I didn't actually really like the lobster too much, but the food was really good there. And then the next day I actually had room service, not on the 3rd day. So I just had room service for dinner on day 4, but then I also had an early night because I knew that day 5 was going to be hectic because it was the day of the actual RDMAs, which was so much fun. So for most of that morning I was getting my hair and makeup done and getting ready into my outfit and doing some last minute filming for the style edit. So then we hit the red carpet and it was time to start the interviews, and it was the most overwhelming and exciting experience I think I've ever had. I've never done anything like that. So that was such an amazing experience to be able to talk to all these celebrities and to be able to spend a few minutes asking them questions. I felt so lucky. But then after that, we got to go and actually sit down and watch the RDMAs, which was so cool. It's what we'd all been waiting for, and it was so nice just to sit back and think, oh, we're done, we've finished all our filming, and we can just relax and watch what all this was all about. So we got to see lots of people performing like Flo Rida, Ariana Grande, Gwen Stefani, and lots of others, and it was so cool just to sit there and listen to them. It was a great show. I was absolutely exhausted by the end of the day. They actually had an after party afterwards, which I didn't end up going to because I was so tired. I just couldn't do it, but I went out for dinner with mum instead, and we went to a Japanese place, and it was really nice. So that was pretty much all I did for day 5. And moving on to day 6, I didn't have any solid plans really, so mum and I decided to do more shopping. I know, but like that's just what we had to do when we were in America, and we decided to go back to 3rd Street. I bought a lot of things from Forever 21. I'm also going to do a clothing haul for you guys so you can see everything that I bought. I love that shop. I wish we had Forever 21 over here. They have so many great items of clothing, so I spent most of my time there actually. Where else did I go? I went into Urban Outfitters, but I think that's about it. I think mum went into Converse or something. She went into a shoe shop anyway. But we also had lunch at the Cheesecake Factory that day, and oh my gosh, the Cheesecake Factory is so cool. I thought that they only did cheesecakes, but no, they have a huge menu of all sorts of stuff on there. And I had this really nice salad. I actually asked the lady, what do you recommend? She's like, well, what food do you like? And I'm like, avocado. So she picked that out for me because it had avocado. I think I had chicken, like, oh, it was really good. And we also had some zucchini fries, which was so cool. I loved them there. I've had zucchini fries that aren't that good, but the ones at the Cheesecake Factory are really good. So I recommend that place for you guys to go. Also, their portion sizes are really decent. They're not too big, but they're not too small at the same time. So I think that's everything we really did that day other than go home. Obviously, we packed up all our stuff in the morning to head to the airport. But once we got to the airport, it was really sad to say bye to America. I definitely want to go back there, like, as soon as I can, really. I literally have fallen in love with America, and I want to go to other places now. I really want to go to New York. I think everyone wants to go to New York. But yeah, if you guys have any other places in America you recommend for me to go, let me know, because I'm open to your suggestions, because I think that it's definitely a high chance that I'll be going back. I loved it so, so much. Our flight on the way back was 15 hours, which was insane. Such a long time just to sit on a plane and have no stops. On the way there it was 13 hours, so I don't really know why it took 2 hours longer, although we did have really, really bad turbulence, so I think maybe it might have been extremely windy or something. But the flight was pretty good overall, other than the turbulence. I hate turbulence so much, but I just basically slept the whole time, and I also got Wi-Fi on there. I paid to get Wi-Fi so I could talk to my friends, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that's everything I have to say about LA. I really hope you guys liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did like it, and subscribe if you're new, and let me know if you've been to America and what you did when you were there, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!